What is up, you guys? Matt McKeever here, and today I figured let's dive into REIN Canada's top 10 cities in Ontario, Canada to invest in. And so if you guys aren't familiar, REIN stands for the Real Estate Investment Network, and they're probably the largest real estate investing network in Canada. Don Campbell's their main spokesman. You've probably seen or read some of Don's books if you're involved in the real estate scene in Canada whatsoever. In addition, they're actually just a fantastic networking event. I've only been out to their acre event, as you guys saw earlier on my video. Hit that eye to watch some of those videos, but essentially, as I stated, it was one of the best networking experiences I've ever had. It had the least sales, the least pitches, the least run to the back of the room right now to get this deal. There still is a tiny bit of that. No one's perfect, it turns out, but they do a fantastic analysis into what they consider to be the top 10 cities or regions that you should be investing in Ontario, Canada. And so since I attended their Acre 2018, I got the list, so I figured why not share it with you guys. So first things first, this list, I did not make this list, so do not hate on me. There's a couple cities I don't agree with that are on this list. There's a couple of cities like my native town, London, that only got an honorable mention. They didn't actually make the top 10. So again, if you got beef with this list, your beef isn't with me, your beef is with REIN. But let's just get into it. So, boom, Ottawa, number 1. Kitchener Waterloo, number 2. Hamilton, number 3. Barrie, number 4. Brampton, number 5. Durham, number 6. Toronto's number 7. Kingston's number 8. Orillia's number 9. And Grimsby and St. Catharines is number 10. So, if you're not from Ontario or you're not from Canada in particular, you probably have no idea where these cities are, so let's just throw up a map right now. Alright, so as you can see on the map, here's a quick summary of what's going on, where those cities are located. As you can see, there's essentially no cities in the province of Ontario west of Kitchener Waterloo-Cambridge that's on REIN's top 10 list. I obviously disagree with that, but again, as we discussed, I'm a biased motherfucker because I'm a hometowner when it comes to London, Ontario. So let's just dive into the top 3 cities here. Ottawa, Kitchener-Waterloo-Cambridge, and Hamilton. So Ottawa. So when REIN was talking to us about Ottawa, there was a few key factors that they focused on or brought up into why they think Ottawa is a fantastic opportunity for real estate investors. In particular, they're in the process of building a light rapid transit or a light rail transit. And so essentially what that is, you know, public transportation, instead of just having buses, they're actually going to have light rail now. And I think that's huge from a perspective on just kind of showing what's going to happen with that city. I think any city that grows to the size where they can start having light rail transit, it's going to see rapid growth along those transit corridors. So that's huge. So phase 1 of that project right now is supposed to be wrapping up, I believe, November 2018. So that's a major factor in Ottawa's growth. In addition, I believe phase 2 is going to be done in like 2023. So that's another great signal towards the growth potential in Ottawa. As well, if you guys aren't familiar, Ottawa is the capital of Canada, and so as you'd expect in any country's capital, a lot of government employment. In fact, I believe there's about 125,000 jobs that are associated with the government, and I believe their workforce is like 500,000-600,000. So as you can see, a huge presence of government employment, and this can be a double-edged sword, but it does create a very nice sound foundation from a real estate investor's perspective. You know, Ottawa's not disappearing unless they move the capital, and it's pretty rare for a major westernized country to move their capital. So, as long as Ottawa stays the capital of Canada, I can understand why people would be bullish on its real estate market. In addition, they announced, I believe there's some new development going on in Ottawa, and they're about to move the arena for the Senators. The Senators are the NHL team. If you're from Canada, you know NHL is a big deal, and I believe that whole area is going to be redeveloped now due to the arena project. So again, that's a great signal to real estate investors of the potential that's going on. Finally, Ottawa's always had a kind of been a bit of a technology hub in Canada. And so that seems to be continuing. And I think the natural reason for that is, again, it's where our government capital is, it's where a lot of government employees are. So inherently there's a lot of technology needs and companies that will grow up and foster around that. So those are the big selling points REIN brought up in regards to London. Now, I know a lot of my viewers are, that's the main things REIN brought up in regards to Ottawa. And now I know a lot of my viewers are from Ottawa, Canada, so I'd love it. You guys jump in the comment section and let us know. Do you agree with what REIN's saying? Do you believe that Ottawa is the #1 city in Ontario, Canada to be investing in? I'd love to get your first-hand experience in the comment section, so jump in and share. Otherwise, we got Kitchener Waterloo-Cambridge. I believe Kitchener Waterloo-Cambridge was REIN's #1 city last year. And so again, a lot of the things that we're seeing to do with Kitchener Waterloo-Cambridge are very similar to Ottawa. So in this case, again, we're talking about a technology-oriented city. So there's all kinds of different tech startups that are going on in Waterloo-Kitchener, and particularly a lot of that's driven by the post-secondary institutions. So there's a whole plethora of universities and colleges in the Tri-City area. Same with Ottawa. Ottawa has multiple universities and colleges, and again, that's a huge draw for young people. And again, I think young people are a great base to build a sound economy on. So that's another big selling point for Kitchener Waterloo-Cambridge is all the post-secondary institutions. A lot of the students go there for schooling, for their education, and then they end up just hanging around. Maybe they met someone or whatever the case is, they get their first co-op or their first job in that city, and they kind of get tethered to it. And so again, I think that's a huge draw for any city, but in particular, the top 2 cities on REIN's list. And again, as I mentioned, Kitchener Waterloo-Cambridge, they have the ION project ongoing, I think that's what it's called. And anyways, that's their integrated rapid transit, and so that's going to include light rail. And again, you guys know I'm a huge believer in light rail. If you get light rail to your city, I think you're going to see substantial growth along that transit corridor. So again, KWC has that going on. Hamilton, finally. Hamilton, again, very similar to these top 2 cities. It has multiple post-secondary institutions. It has a revitalizing downtown area. And so Ottawa's always had a very vibrant downtown, at least based on my personal experiences. And Kitchener Waterloo-Cambridge recently have been doing a lot of investing into their downtowns. In particular, Cambridge is in the process of trying to develop their downtown into kind of a distillery district. And so Hamilton's seen tons of revitalization, just like these 2 other cities. And in addition, they're also proposing to do a light rail transit, I believe, in Hamilton. I don't think that like shovels have hit the ground on that project yet. If I'm wrong, jump in the comments section and let me know. But again, that's another huge driving factor. And again, Hamilton has multiple post-secondary institutions. So I think when we look through the lens of what REIN was looking at, we can kind of understand 2 of these cities are technology-oriented or government-oriented employers. All 3 have major post-secondary institutions and multiple post-secondary institutions, so both universities and colleges. And finally, all 3 either have a light rail transit or in the process of developing a light rail transit for their public transportation. So those are the top 3 cities according to REIN in 2018 that you should be looking at investing in if you're looking to invest in Ontario, Canada. Now, I know there's a lot of you guys out there that are also from KWC or Hamilton, so I want you guys to jump in and tell your fellow audience members, do you agree with REIN's assessment? Are these the top 3 cities in Ontario that you should be investing in? What about poor little London? And in addition to that, let us know what neighborhoods in particular do you think that investors that are maybe new to these 3 markets should be jumping into? So, you know, in London, Ontario, you guys know I'm a huge proponent of the Old East Village, or what's being called the Soho District, or the south of Horton area. And in addition, I also a little bit bullish on the Ham and Eggs neighborhood. Ham and Eggs, it's going to catch on. Hamilton and Egerton. But I'd love to know, tell us, what are your transitioning neighborhoods in Ottawa, KWC, and Hamilton? Give us a crash course in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel, and definitely check out the other videos YouTube wants you to check out. But before we wrap up this video, let me know, do you want me to talk through the rest of these cities? If so, I'll be happy to do another video. And are you happy now that I fixed my white balance? You guys bitch about the audio, I try and fix the audio. You bitch about the lane, I try and fix the lane. You bitch about the white balance, I'm trying to fix the white balance. So I'm curious, what are you gonna bitch about me next? Anyways, appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. Until next time, remember, making money is a team sport. There's more than enough money out there for us to all make it, but if you're not saving it, I mean, like, what's the point, guys? Thanks, bye!